This is a continuation from my previous video on CPF's policy risk. If you have not watched the first part, please click on the link above. Please also remember to click the like and subscribe button so that I can continue to share more videos and content with you guys. I've covered the first scenario in my previous video, and we will continue with the second scenario, which looks at scenario of lower CPF's interest rates. If CPF's SA and MA interest rates are reduced from current floor of 4%, the impact will be significant as my simulations and projections were done based on 4% compounded interest. To be honest, should this happen, the strategy of topping up CPF will no longer be an attractive one. In the worst case scenario of a worsening economy, there's always a possibility that CPF rates may decrease. However, I strongly believe that any decision to lower CPF interest rates will not be an easy one, as this would have a significant impact on meeting our retirement needs and potentially cause a strain on the economy in the future. I believe OA's minimum interest rate of 2.5% is unlikely to be lowered. However, this may not be the case for the current floor rate of 4% for both SA and MA, which are reviewed quarterly. Nonetheless, I feel that there should be a reasonable differentiation in rates between OA and SA or MA as their usage are more restricted. Should SA or MA interest falls to 3% or lower, I believe it would definitely be challenging to incentivize members to top up their SA or MA, and in a sense, locking up their funds for a 3% annual returns. There's nothing much that can be done if interest rates are being reduced. At least, my funds will still be secured and minimally it should offset the effects of inflation. In the meantime, I will enjoy the 4% interest rates while it lasts. Remember that SA interest has been at 4% for the last 20 years. Overall, I will assess this risk as moderate, given its significant impact if it happens. CPF's full retirement sum FRS currently increases at about 3% every year. If this rate increases further, more monies will need to be set aside in RA, reducing the amount available for drawdown from OA and SA at 55. I believe the current escalation rate at 3% is quite high. Increasing it further will impact more citizens, especially the younger generations, as it makes it more challenging for them to achieve FRS. For example, if escalation rate increases to 4%, for someone who is currently 25 years old in 2021, FRS will be close to 600k when he or she reaches 55. You can watch the video above to estimate your FRS when you turn 55. I believe the best way to mitigate this risk is to achieve FRS in SA early. Annual interest and mandatory work contributions could be sufficient to offset potential FRS increase. You may like to watch the video to find out how your CPF SA will start to increase beyond prevailing FRS once FRS is met. Overall, I believe the probability of it happening is low, and since it can be mitigated, I assess it as low risk. A revamp of the CPF system would be a black swan event. CPF had a major review in 2015 that revised the minimum sum scheme to the current 3-tier BRS, FRS, ERS retirement sum model. I do not anticipate a major revamp in the near future at least. Even if it does, I believe CPF's focus will be targeted to help more citizens secure a minimum payout that can sustain our retirement. Similarly, I assess it as low risk. Overall, I feel that the risk concerning CPF's policy is low. In the ultimate worst case scenario, even if my money does not grow, my money will be secured in CPF and backed by the government, unlike other investments or scams which have a higher probability of going to zero. Remember, this is just my risk assessment, which is subjective, biased, and skewed towards my risk profile. Your assessment of risk may be quite different from mine. There's no right or wrong, but the key message is to take action based on your assessment of the risk and reward. As Warren Buffett said, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. Thanks for watching.